How's it going? So today we're going to have a look at how to input data into Rattle and then to explore the data. So to start Rattle, we need to have the R console open, and in the R console just type in library, and don't forget to use the speech marks. And then next we need to run the Rattle function. And this opens up Rattle for us. By default, you'll notice that the Data tab is already selected. And for our source, we've got File. And the file that we're going to use is a CSV file. I've included the sample file that I'm going to use. It's in the description. There's a link for that file so that you can use that and go along with me. For file name, it says none, so that basically means we've got to choose a file. So from the file chooser, go to where you've downloaded the file. Now my file, I've downloaded it, so it's in the download folder. And as we can see from here, there is no download folder. So what you need to do is go into your C drive, go into users, and then you'll have a username. So in my case, the username I've got is student. You go into your username, and there you will see downloads. Click on downloads, and then you need to select this weather.csv file. Click open. Once you've clicked open, you can notice that nothing happens. For anything to happen in Rattle, you've got to execute it. And you can see up here, here is the execute button. So click execute. You can see the file has opened up in as much as you can see all the variables, the data type of the variables, whether they're input variables or whether they're a target or whether they should be ignored. So all the variables are here. For the time being, we will leave this default setting. So this is how you import data into Rattle. We need to now explore the data. And so next to the Data tab, there is an Explore tab. Click on the Explore tab. This Explore tab provides access to some common plots as well as extensive data exploration. By default, the type summary is selected, and the tick box for summary is also selected. So to execute this, click on the execute button, and then we will get a summary of the data. So the data is then summarized. It gives us the maximum and minimum values. It also gives us a 5-number summary, but included in this 5-number summary is the mean. So from this 5-number summary, box plots can be plotted. And it also gives you a timestamp as well when this was executed. So this is quite good to get a general feel of the data. Next, we're going to look at distributions. So click on distributions, and here you have a choice of what you would like to plot as a distribution. So for these variables, we can choose box plots or histograms, and there are some others as well. But we're just going to concentrate on box plots and histograms. So let's see a box plot of the minimum temperature and the maximum temperature. So to run this, click execute. And we will see in the R console that the graphic is shown. If for whatever reason you don't see the graphic, you need to go into Windows in the R console and select graphics device. Sometimes console is selected and you don't see the graphics. So go to Windows, click on graphics device. So here we've got a comparison of the rainfall. So rainfall for tomorrow, this is whether rainfall occurs, which is yes, if there is no rainfall, and this is for both rainfall and no rainfall. And we've plotted this against maximum temperature. So in both cases you can see it's maximum temperature. So this is a 5-number summary. So at the bottom we have the minimum value on this whisker. At the top whisker at the end we have the maximum value. The value in the middle, the line in the middle, is the median value. That star represents the mean. The top part of the box is the third quartile, and the lower part of the box is the first quartile, and the width of this box is the interquartile range. This information can be gleaned directly from the summary that we saw earlier on for the 5-number summary. Let's now investigate the histogram function. So we'll unselect minimum temperature and maximum temperature, and we will look at maximum temperature and sunshine. You need to ensure that in the settings the advanced graphics is unticked. If you untick the advanced graphics, you will get bars. If you don't untick the advanced graphics, you will not get bars. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at it without unticking the advanced graphics. Click execute. And so we've got our histogram, and we can see that there are no bars, but we want to see the bars. We need to go to settings, unclick advanced graphics, and if we click execute, and we can see the bars now. So this is quite useful. It gives us the layout of the distribution of the variables. To investigate correlation, click the correlation button and then click on execute. And you can see here that we've got quite a complicated diagram. Shows us how the variables are correlated. In addition to this, if we look at Rattle itself, we can see that we can get the Pearson's correlation coefficient for each of the variables. Let's investigate some of the other options that are available. If we go back to the summary button, and what we'll do is we'll untick summary and click on describe. Click execute. Here we have a description of the data. We've got things like how many variables there are, for example for minimum temperature, if there's any missing data, how many values are distinct. We've got the mean, and this is done for all the variables. If we now click on basics and execute, and we can see here the mean, the mode, the median, standard deviation, variance, so and plus some other statistics for the various variables. To check the kurtosis, select the kurtosis tick box and click execute, and this gives you the kurtosis for each of the variables. And in the same way we can look at the skewness. Select skewness, click execute, and it shows us the skewness for each of the variables. And variables that have missing values, select that, and that will show you the variables that have missing values. Rattle is a lot easier than using R itself, where you actually have to type in code to execute and to observe the outputs that we have seen. So this speeds up data analysis a lot. If you found this video useful, then please subscribe and don't forget to click the bell button for updates. Thank you. Until next time.